welcome everyone to 284 News. My name is Javon Wilson.
I'm Kamal Haynes.
And I'm Ron Grant.
And we are so thrilled and happy to be coming to you live out of the beautiful British Virgin Islands. The content continues via our website, 284media.com. In today's news, BVI Government to introduce job board to match BVIlanders and belongers to employment opportunities.
Leader of the opposition and 8th District Representative, the Honorable Marlon Penn, issues a statement on the passing of Sir James Fitz-Allen Mitchell, former Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
We also see 16 days of activism against gender-based violence being observed across the world, but also by our Ministry of Health. Honorable Carvin Malone has a word for us.
The Lions Club of Tortola to host the annual Christmas tree light in observance of their 5 acts of kindness this Christmas. Miss Kamika Forbes, that's the Deputy Vice President, she joins us live.
We also see Safe Haven's outreach program a success, and viewers, U.S. native and hitmaker Theron Thomas signs a global deal with Sony Music Publishing. We have all the details for these stories and so much more in today's edition of 284 News.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a brand new season of The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, a show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. It doesn't always involve suits and, bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. This season, I'm taking you on an entirely different journey, from chefs to dancers, philanthropists, communications specialists, and much more. I'm heading outside in the field to share the journey of some of the BVI's best and brightest men. From East End to West End, Borjingara, Jackson Lake, not forgetting Anigata. Our Virgin Islands gentlemen are doing the damn thing, and I'm so proud. Get ready to reason, reflect, and redirect. We are the movers and shakers of this generation, and we ain't afraid to show it. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 3 by yours truly, Ron Grant, raising a generation of greatness.
Welcome everybody. It is Thursday, November 25th, 2021. Not only a happy Thursday to each and every one of you, but a happy Thanksgiving coming to you live and direct from the beautiful British Virgin Islands. I'm Ron Grant.
And my name is Javon Wilson. We are so grateful that you could be joining us for another edition of 284 News, local, regional, as well as international content. Viewers, we're going to head straight into it. Now, the Ministry of Education, in collaboration with the Ministry of Natural Resources, Labor and Immigration, is set to launch a job board which will serve as a recruitment hub, aligning BVIlanders and belongers with job opportunities here in the Virgin Islands. This was announced by the Acting Labor Commissioner, Mrs. Michelle McLean, during the Education Labor Connect Initiative press conference that was held earlier yesterday, November 24th. Let's watch.
A territory-wide job board also needs to be introduced. The Department of Labor and Workforce Development's job board will aid with connecting employers to our BVIlander Belongers job seekers, as all vacancies within the territory will be advertised on the job board, where the resumes of all our registered job applicants will also be listed to create greater accountability. There will be a matching of skills to the needs of organizations. No longer will there be doubt as to whether or not a BVIlander belonger applied for a position, as they would truly be given first preference.
That was the Acting Labor Commissioner. Now, also speaking at the press conference yesterday was the Minister of Education, Dr. the Honorable Natalia Whitley, who underscored the importance of focusing on resolve rather than the mass immigration issues at hand.
It's certainly a proud day for me because what we're doing this morning is we're lighting a candle as opposed to causing the darkness. As we all know, we are in the tourist season, and just about everybody wants to get a work permit filled. And while we understand the need for processing work permits and getting qualified and suitable persons within the workforce, we also cannot ignore the growing unemployment that we have in the territory. We have many persons out there struggling to find jobs. Now, the question is, why do these persons not have jobs, but there are job opportunities available? Many employers speak about the readiness of job seekers to be able to take up their responsibilities in their respective jobs. Now, instead of causing the darkness and saying that we have a challenge with having suitable applicants, let's turn at something that is a weakness into a strength by preparing our job seekers for the job market.
Now, viewers, that message was also echoed by Mrs. McLean, who said, and I quote, "There is indeed a noticeable skills gap as employers have stated that they are unable to find employees on island with the needed skills or even for entry-level positions, which is further compounded by some employees now requesting that on-island hires be vaccinated. Employees are frustrated with having those difficulties finding employees with the appropriate skills and attitudes, and employees are frustrated with not being able to find work," end of quote. Now, viewers, she further underscored, the danger of not tapping into on-island talents, adding that it works against the economic vitality of the BVI. She said, and I quote once again, "We must also take note that on-island skills gap may represent a pool of untapped potential and talent with dire consequences, including economic underperformance, social unrest, and individual despair. This skills gap may take different forms, such as youths struggling to enter the workforce or mid-career learners who would have lost their jobs because of closings or layoffs, or who must now adapt to a developing workforce," end of quote. Now, viewers, when questioned on whether the job board or when, that job board will be launched by our media house, Mrs. McLean said early 2022, adding that operations will be managed by the Department of Labor and Workforce Development. Adding to the conversation also was the Minister of Natural Resources, Labor and Immigration, and a key partner to the program, Honorable Vincent, who expressed not only his excitement but also his commitment in a fervent effort to ensure that BVIlanders are afforded first preference at job opportunities.
As we seek greater autonomy for the BVI going forward, we have to take more responsibility for how the country is developed. And that's why early on in 2019, after taking office, we changed the name from Labor to Labor and Workforce Development. Because for the most part, the department was mainly a work processing center. We were not really going and making sure that we're meeting the needs of the country and the needs of our people. That name change signaled the vision for where we wanted to go. What we are doing today with this press conference, we are putting our rudder on the ship. We are going to decide how we are going to go by empowering the people on this boat to chart their own course. I've seen countries, I think like Bermuda and Cayman, where they would advertise not for jobs, but they will tell you, these professions here, don't bother apply for these. We have enough. We are training our own people. You don't bother even think about coming here to be this. And that was many, many years ago, because they made it a point of training their people to fill whatever skills gap they saw. Now with our new work permit system, we can capture now for the first time, I believe, exactly what processes are coming, what jobs are coming to the territory to do. So we now have a catalog of knowing what our skills gaps are.
The Minister of Labor further revealed that efforts to gather information on the skill gap has already begun, now under the leadership of Dr. Carl Dawson, who is overseeing that project. Now, Honorable Vincent have always made clear his intention to localize the workforce through labor and immigration reform and also providing training opportunities for locals. Earlier this year, he was speaking at the Honestly Speaking radio program that was August 18th, and he said, and I quote, "We are moving towards a higher ratio of locals and belongers in the workforce. I think right now it is probably 30% locals, 70% expats. That 30 needs to move to 70 and 30% expats." The Ministry of Education, Youth, Affairs, Fisheries and Agriculture, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth Affairs, Fisheries and Agriculture launched the Education Labor Connect initiative earlier this year, aimed at ensuring that appropriate information is being gathered from education and industry so that relevant stakeholders can make informed decisions about hiring, training, and relevant activities. The key stakeholders are the BVI CCHA, the Ministry and Department of Labor and Workforce Planning, Central Statistics, and of course the host ministry, the Ministry of Education and Culture. Earlier today as well, we spoke to some of those stakeholders, so do tune in at 7 p.m., which is right after the newscast, for that exclusive interview.
Viewers, residents, friends, and visitors across the region, of course, more so citizens of the world, are mourning the loss of Sir James Fitz-Allen Mitchell, who was the former Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Locally, Leader of the Opposition and Minister for the 8th Electoral District, the Honorable Marlon Penn, issued a statement to Vincentians on the passing of the leader. He said, and I quote, "Today I join in sympathy with the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, especially all Vincentians living among us here in the British Virgin Islands, as I learned of the passing of the Honorable Sir James Fitz-Allen Mitchell, former Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as one of the country's last surviving parliamentarians at the time when the island gained political independence from Britain on October 27, 1979. Sir James served as Prime Minister from 1972, he said, to 1974. In July of 1984, he became the country's second Prime Minister at the age of 53 and continued serving in this capacity until the vulnerability and the situations caused him to retire from service to his country in the year of 2000. Now, Sir James, who was generally known as Son Mitchell, was an extraordinary political leader and statesman, said Honorable Marlon Penn. He continued and said he served his country and championed not only the cause of his people, but for Caribbean community integration. In 1987, during the 8th meeting of the Conference for the Caribbean Community, he said, and I quote, "As I see it, we must have one flag, one anthem, and freedom of movement of people, services, and capital. Today, with the shift in the global economy because of COVID-19 and the pandemic, his statement echoes really true now more than ever before through the halls of time. Today, he said, with the shift of the global economy because of COVID-19 pandemic, his sentiment echoes true now more than ever before through halls of time. May his soul rest in peace." This is a statement by the Honorable Leader of the Opposition and 8th District Representative on the passing of a Caribbean leader and son of Caribbean leaders.
All right, viewers, right ahead of the break, we see 16 days of activism against gender-based violence to be observed. We have all the details right after this commercial break, so stick with us.
You value traditions.
Today,
You value music. You value education. Family.
I love you.
Service.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
Viewers, welcome back to 284 News. Now, the 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence is an annual international campaign that kicks off today, November 25th, the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, and runs up until the 10th of December, Human Rights Day. Now, viewers, it was started by activists in the inaugural Women's Global Leadership Institute back in 1991 and continues to be coordinated each year by the Center for Women's Global Leadership. It is used as an organizing strategy by individuals and organizations around the world to call for the prevention and elimination of violence against women as well as girls. Our very own Minister of Health and Social Development, Honorable Carvin Malone, is also in support of the movement and highlighted not only the prevalence of violence against women and girls in our very community, but also the critical need for us to stamp out this ill. Listen in.
The International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women is observed at the commencement of the 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence and runs from November 25th until Human Rights Day on December 10th, 2021. Now more than ever, we need to work together to address and prevent violence against women and girls. That's why we support this year's Orange the World, End Violence Against Women Now. Many of our women and girls continue to suffer from violence, discrimination, and gender inequality. A woman's and girls' right to human rights are non-negotiable. The Ministry of Health and Social Development stands in solidarity with the BVI and the world to say now is the time to end violence against women and girls. Every year, millions of women globally are subjected to various forms of violence. United Nations estimates that 1 in 3 women will experience physical or sexual violence at some point in her life. In the Caribbean, violence against women have been a negative feature of our societies from indigenous times to the present. Figures from the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force reveal that up to July 2021, there were 86 reported cases of domestic violence, of which the majority of victims were women. Crimes such as rape and other forms of violence have devastating impacts on women and girls who, in many cases, because of fear for their well-being, prevents them from reporting and speaking up. In addition to this, they are faced with stigmatization as victims of these crimes.
Now, viewers, Minister Marlon said that the ministry remains committed through the Office of the Department of Gender Affairs, and also call on wider BVI to protect women and girls in our community.
Understanding the emergency call for action to assist survivors and victims of gender-based violence, the Ministry of Health and Social Development remains devoted to proactively advocate and stand in the gap for the prevention and elimination of violence against women and girls through the Office of Gender Affairs. Let me also remind you, we need every citizen to assist in this cause. We need every citizen to join in the fight and bring an end to violence against women and girls now. We all have an obligation as citizens to ourselves and to our society to protect each other. In doing so, we can all become the positive change we all want to see in the British Virgin Islands. Let us end violence against women and girls now.
We are so happy to see our local officials, of course, joining in the global call for increased awareness, galvanizing advocacy efforts, as well as sharing knowledge and innovation on how we can continue to protect women and girls. And even as we look within the community, there are persons who are taking initiative. One of the persons I'd like to reflect on today is our first runner-up for Miss British Virgin Islands 2021, Miss Penn, who recently boldly shared her experience. But not only that, she's actively participating in advocating against this particular issue. So kudos to everyone joining against the fight, joining in the fight, that is, against domestic violence.
Viewers, up next, we're going to be joined by Miss Kamika Forbes, who is the Vice President of the Lions Club of Tortola. They're talking about "'Tis the Season of Kindness," of course. In addition to that is incorporated their annual Christmas tree lighting. All this and so much more after a word from our sponsors. You're watching 284 News. Viewers, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking with us. It is the Christmas season. We are ringing that in here in the beautiful British Virgin Islands, and it is the season for kindness. The Lions Club of Tortola is embarking on a number of projects, as they do annually. Of course, with that is the annual Christmas tree lighting. But in addition to that, there are a few items of kindness that we're going to get into with Vice President of the Lions Club of Tortola, Miss Kamika Forbes. Miss Forbes, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, Ron. Thank you for having me.
Begin by telling us about Tis the Season of Kindness. What are the different sections that the Lions Club are embarking on this year?
Ron, as you mentioned, we're kicking things off this weekend with our annual Christmas tree lighting and concert, and that's going to start at 6 p.m. at the Sir Alva Georges Plaza. In addition to that, however, we've also had a food drive. You may have seen members of the club out at the various supermarkets. We were at Bobby's, One Mart, and Right Way for the past 2 weekends collecting food items. And following that, you'll also see us with our toy drive. It's an initiative that we are doing jointly for the second year. This is our second year with the Tree of Hands, that NPO. So we're working hard. Christmas is a busy season for us. And finally, we are also going to embark on our Christmas basket distribution, which we've been doing for a number of years.
Now, Ms. Forbes, as you said, it's been going on for a number of years, and the Christmas tree lighting is really, I would consider, a staple in the BVI community for events that really encompasses and rings in the new year. How long has the Lions Club of Tortola really been embarking and supporting this particular cause?
This project, I can remember, not to date myself, certainly attending the Christmas tree at the plaza as a child, and it's been ongoing for at least 40 years or so. So it's like you said, it is a staple, and it's something that we take pride in doing every year. We enjoy it. It's a labor of love for us.
And you guys should be proud of it. Viewers, take a listen to what we can expect this weekend.
Lions Club is coming, Lions Club is coming, Lions Club is coming, Lions Club is coming, Lions. Watch out, look around, 'cause we're coming to Road Town.
'Tis the season of kindness with the Lions Club of Tortola. Join us this holiday in our annual signature projects as we continue to impact our community with kindness, one life at a time.
Christmas baskets brings Christmas cheer to those who need our love.
You know it's Christmas when the Lions Club comes to town. Look for us lighting the Christmas tree, giving away toys, feeding the needy, impacting communities with kindness, one life at a time. Where there's a need, there's a lion.
Lions Club is coming, Lions Club is coming, Lions Club is coming, coming to everyone. Christmas celebrations every year. With the Lions Club, there's always Christmas cheer.
There you have it, viewers. This weekend we're going to be kicking things off with the Lions Club of Tortola Christmas tree lighting. Ms. Forbes, I have to ask you, with all that has been mentioned as it pertains to what we can expect, of course, there's going to be gift giving, there's going to be a concert, lots of local music, vendors. What encouragement would you give to the local people? Because we've been through quite a bit, of course, within the past 2 years. What encouragement would you give to them as we are ringing the new year, and some persons, believe it or not, might still be a bit apprehensive about coming out?
Certainly, this year we're back at the plaza. Last year we were at the Prayer Park, and we were trying to observe social distancing. We are doing the same this year. However, we'd have the added benefit of part of Main Street. So it would give you more space to interact, and obviously the waterfront in that area is open to persons. So don't be apprehensive about coming out thinking there'll be a crowd. Please come out. There's ample space for everyone to mingle, for us to just basically spread the cheer of the season. It's been a rough time for us all, and we're looking forward to just being able to enjoy good music, great company, and knowing the co-hosts that we have, you will have lots of laughs. So I'm encouraging you, if it's on your maybe, please make it a must-do this weekend.
Absolutely. Now, Ms. Forbes, the Lions Club of Tortola has done quite a bit of philanthropic work throughout the community. Year by year, you guys continue to really bridge the gap as it pertains to community nonprofit partnership. When you look at all that has been accomplished within the Lions Club of Tortola, for persons who might be looking at the organization and curious whether they want to be a partner, a sponsor, or even join, what would you say to them, and how can they get in contact with you?
Thanks, Ron, for that opportunity. We certainly at the club do not do it alone. Our community partners are very important to the work that we do, and even members of the community through their donations, whether it's our food drives or other drives that we have throughout the year. Certainly, if you're interested in giving or being a part of the club or being a part of any of our initiatives, you can reach out to myself or any other Lion, or you can send us an email at tortolalions@gmail.com. And we'd be happy to respond to you and to join with you. And even if you have an idea of how we can better impact the community, we're happy to take that on board. We're always looking for ways to make life better in the BVI, as we say, one life at a time.
Absolutely, and that you guys have been doing. So kudos to the Lions Club of Tortola here in the British Virgin Islands on much success and much continued assistance to persons who are in need. We appreciate you and we thank you so much.
Thank you, Ron.
Viewers, we're looking, panning across actually to the region, the one and only Theron Thomas, a hitmaker who's written popular songs for some of the biggest names in music, such as Rihanna, Beyonce, and Adam Levine, among a long list of other artists, has signed a major publishing deal with Sony Music Publishing, representing yet another level of elevation for Mr. Thomas. Now, in his quest to become one of the most recognizable names in the business. Now, the USVI native from the island of St. Thomas was enthusiastic about the deal. He said, and I quote, "I'm looking forward to becoming the biggest songwriter in the world with the help of Ray, Katie, Big John, and the entire Sony Music Publishing team," he said, according to a release Sony Music Publishing issued recently. Now, viewers, Sony Music Publishing Senior Vice President of Creative, Katie Welly, stated, and I quote, "Theron is a one in talent, work ethic, and spirit, inspiring every room he enters. It's an honor to partner with Theron and Ray Daniels on his next chapter." Now, viewers, Mr. Thomas is well known for a number of major hits as part of the duo Rock City, whose other member is Timothy Thomas, Theron's brother. Now, the most ambiguous of their songs is Locked Away, featuring, that is, Adam Levine, which as of Saturday had over 869 million views. Theron has continuously delivered chart toppers, among them they are called Have Mercy by Chloe, Gold Certified Rumors by Lizzo, as well as Cardi B, and Big Energy by Lotto. Now, last year he also earned success with Sweetie's Tap In and Best Friend featuring Doja Cat, as well as Reminds Me of You by the Kid Laroi and Juice WRLD, according to Sony. Now, he has continuously worked with some of the best in music, including Beyonce, Rihanna, Usher, Lizzo, Miley Cyrus, Doja Cat, Sweetie, Atina Cirara, and of course the Pussycat Dolls, and the one and only Adam Levine, among much others. Now, viewers, according to Sony, Theron first rose to his prominence as a songwriter alongside his brother as the duo Rock City in 2007, and the two achieved their breakthrough hit with The Rain, which was featured on Akon's multi-platinum selling album, Convicted. Of course, since then, Thomas has been writing a continuous number of hits, including All Night, featured by Beyonce, On the Lemonade, We Can't Stop by Miley Cyrus, Pour It Up by Rihanna, Juice by Lizzo, Locked Away by Rock City, and Adam Levine, Shower, of course, that's Becky G. In addition to that, When I Grow Up, the Pussycat Dolls, among other artists. Now, viewers, this should serve as a continuous encouragement to our local artists across the stage who are doing remarkable things and continuing to really cement their name in the history of creatives, whether it be music, media, entertainment, performing arts. We truly salute you, we see you, and if Mr. Thomas's accomplishments don't serve as anything else, allow them to please serve as encouragement to know that you can accomplish just as much and more. Viewers, that is all the time we have. It's always an honor and privilege coming to you live and direct from the beautiful British Virgin Islands. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as we bring you more local, regional, and international content. I'm Ron Grant.
And my name is Javon Wilson. Do check out our website as well, 284media.com. We're also on Facebook at 284media, Instagram and Twitter at 284BVI. It's such a pleasure as usual. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.